In the slow-moving bayous of southern Louisiana, where the Atchafalaya River winds like a lazy brown ribbon, lived a ferryman named Silas Boudreaux. For 30 years, he'd pulled folks across the water in his weathered pirogue, steady through sunshine and hurricane alike. But inside Silas carried a weight heavier than any cargo. 25 years earlier, his little brother Caleb had drowned on that same river during a sudden flash flood. Silas had been at the helm that day. Ever since, guilt sat on his chest like an anchor. He stopped laughing at crawfish boils. His smile lines turned into worry creases. Folks whispered, "Old Silas done lost his light." One humid dawn, 8-year-old Jolie Hebert hopped onto the ferry with a nickel clutched in her fist. Halfway across, she looked up at him with those big Cajun eyes and asked, "Mr. Silas, why you always look like you carry yin the whole river on your back?" Silas tried to brush it off, but the words slipped out. "I carry yesterday's share, and yesterday's mighty heavy." Jolie thought for a second, then pointed at the water rushing past. "But Uncle Silas, the river don't carry yesterday. It just keeps moving. If it tried to hold every drop that passed, it'd stop flowing and die." The child's words hit harder than any sermon. That evening, Silas sat on the dock long after the last passenger left. He watched the current sweep leaves, branches, even whole trees downstream without looking back. The river didn't clutch its losses. It honored them by keeping on. Something cracked open inside him. Next morning, Silas pushed off at sunrise, took a deep breath of cypress air, and smiled. Really smiled for the first time in decades. He still remembered Caleb every single day, but he quit dragging the guilt like a chain. Instead, he started telling kids stories about his brother's laugh, started teaching them to read the river the way Caleb once had. He lived bigger, lighter, freer. Passengers noticed. "Silas, you look 10 years younger," they'd say. He'd just tip his straw hat and answer, "I finally set yesterday's stones on the bank where they belong. Today's the only cargo I'm carrying now." Years later, when folks asked how he found peace after all that pain, Silas would point to the endless brown water and say, "Learned from the river, me. You can honor what's gone without letting it sink the boat you're still riding." Moral of the story: yesterday is a lesson, not a life sentence. Remember the ones you lost, learn from the mistakes you made, but don't try to carry the whole river on your back. Let it flow. Honor the past by living fully in the day you've been given, because today is the only water you can actually steer.